So this is site A. And as you can see, we have what appears to be a footprint. At least we hope it is. We're going to cast it. We have a heel impression. We have toe impressions. We have one that protrudes out this way. We have an appendage bulging out this side. Many of those things are quite characteristic of other footprints that have claimed to be Sasquatch nature. So we're going to do our best here to do a casting and see what happens. So we're going to start with, some people will dump the powder in first and then pour in the water. At the end of it all, as long as you get it mixed to the right consistency, it shouldn't really matter. It's more of a preference thing. For me, I like adding the water first because I think as you add the material to it and you're stirring as you go, it mixes better and dissolves better. I've seen other castings. I've watched people pour a cast on video before and I see clumps coming out of it. The end result is they get a casting, which is the important thing. It's just, for me, not quite as smooth of a mixture, pancake batter, as I would prefer. And that's only because I did drywall for a while. Did drywall repairs. I did sheetrock in homes and commercial properties, things like that. So we're gonna start with the water, and then we're gonna start with the mixture here. And you want to make sure that you have a clean bucket to start with. And this particular stuff, you have to act fairly quickly because the setup time on this one is only 10 to 15 minutes. That doesn't mean we're going to pop it up in 10 to 15 minutes. And it's better to start with a little and work your way through it, because you can always add to it. But if you get too much of one thing, you can't necessarily take that out. Scrape your sides down. All right, now we're getting there. You want that kind of a pancake batter mixture. That's the really kind of the go-to rule of thumb. I think a cool idea too would be to go to the store and buy a whisk and just keep it strictly for this. Keep it away from your kitchen food. Just use it for your castings when you're out here squatching. And then just rinse it off when you're done. Okay, we are getting there. That's looking pretty darn good. I'm going to make it just a little bit thinner so that it flows a little easier. And the other thing you can do too is if you've got it mixed, if you think it's a little too thin, give it a couple of minutes to let it sit before you pour it, because it'll start activating. It'll start hardening up, thickening up. Just keep an eye on it so it doesn't like overset on you. Okay, so see what we got here? So that's a little on the thin side, but I think I'm okay with that. What do you think?
I think it's maybe just a tad.
Tad thicker? Okay. So, no more than that. A little bit of this stuff goes a long way when you're using a dry powder. Now I want pancakes. Sorry, Cliff, we couldn't bring the casting to you. We ate them. Okay, that's perfect.
I'm good with that.
It's Just on a side note, it's kind of cool because when we were here a couple weeks ago and found the print, we could hear what sounded like boulders, like avalanches, but we're so close to the mountain, we're high up enough on the mountain, it's the glaciers popping and cracking. That's pretty cool. Okay, so here we go. We'll do a little bit at a time. I'm gonna get it. You want to pour it out on the edges too, maybe an inch or so past. And the reason for that is it gives you a little more of a base to work with when you start to lift this print off. Okay, I don't think you need any more. I have seen some people take sticks
I was gonna ask you about that.
and lay sticks in there, which you can, kind of as rebar. What do you think?
I think it's great.
Glad I used the bug spray.
Yeah, it's kind of working on me, but I think I sweat it off.
Of course. Okay, we're gonna let that sit 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
10 to 15 minutes is when it's supposed to start taking off, but we're not gonna dig it up in 10 to 15 minutes. We're gonna give it a good 45 minutes. Then we brought some little digging tools with us, hand tools. We started digging around the outside of this and try to pop this thing up as a hole, and then just be very careful on the way back to the truck. Stay tuned. Dude, it's pretty darn good.
All right.